Living with love, there's some things that we gotta face. So much we go through day to day. Trauma that we can't erase. Jesus, we need you to take your place. So come right in, we need you within. And with your love, we know we can win. Yeah, we know it ain't always easy being in this, and I know I'm not the only one. Let's talk about it. About it. Oh, let's talk about it. Oh, let's talk about it. Oh, let's talk about it.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Let's Talk About It.
Let's talk about it. Let's get it. Let's get it tonight, y'all. We're going to have some fun.
Yes, we're going to have a good time. We have some special guests for you tonight. But before we talk about the special guests, we got to give y'all, we got to give a quick reminder. Good evening, Kanisha. Good evening, good people. Woo, Tabitha, Darlene, Darnita. Come on, Angie, Tara. Y'all come on in the house. But first, before we get started, we got to put a few things out there because we don't want to take up none of our time with all this other stuff. We want to be able to give our guests all the time that we need to give them. So listen, don't forget, y'all, November 10th to the 12th, we're going to be in Houston. Turn up. Yes. Getting ferocious. Exactly. We're going to have all kind of ferocious stuff going on. Listen, it ain't no limits. Ferocious is ferocious. You can be ferocious in peace. You can be ferocious in love. We're going to be the ferocious in all areas. What do you think about that, Ricardo?
Just put ferocious out there and add whatever the suffix is to your ferociousness.
All right. Well, hopefully we're going to have a ferocious time.
Yeah, in all areas.
All right.
And y'all get my drift.
All right. But November 10th to the 12th, we got the site for you. Scrolling across the bottom there. Mm-hmm. You can just go there and click and get your tickets. You can actually buy somebody else some tickets too if you balling like that. We don't mind. We also have tables available. We are so excited about what God is doing, the guests that we're going to have. Don't forget, y'all, we got Patrick. Y'all remember Patrick was with us last year in Florida. Well, he's going to be hosting for us this year. So y'all know Friday night, Saturday, we going to cut up, y'all. It's going to be such a great time. And something else, we got Ron G. Just met Ron back in April, comedian Ron G. He's gonna be out there cutting up. I don't even know how we're gonna have a program, Ricardo.
I don't know. We're gonna have to trust the Lord to make it happen. But,
yes.
Man, we got some incredible guests. That's just on the men's side. We talked about Patrick, we talked about Ron G, we got Jay Barnett, we got Pastor Graham, we got Pastor Neely.
Yeah.
Man, we got some folks. We got Pastor LJ coming in the building.
That's
we got some people that's gonna be rocking for us men. So I need y'all to get them tickets. I need y'all to be there. Tickets are still available, but they're going fast, so don't play around with it.
That's right. We told y'all it's a limit. And he don't told you about all these men. There are some women in the house. Look, listen. We got the wonderful Pastor Cora Jakes up in the house with testimony and all. She's coming to do what she does, and we're excited about it. Yes. We got Pastor Angela Corporal Boy, who's going to bring the house DOWN, because that's what she does. We got Prophetess Sierra Mason. She's going to do her thing. Dr. Keisha, and one other. Who did I? Oh, Lord, how could I forget my girl, the trauma coach, Crystal Clear, coming all the way from Tacoma, Washington to rock the house with us. So listen, this year, y'all ain't used to all these young folks. We bring y'all old folks. We be up in there giving y'all word, ministering, but we got some young folks that so not only bring a word, they're going to make you laugh. We're going to talk. We're going to crack, but we ain't crying this year. We're just going to have a good time educating ourselves on with God on marriage and how to make our marriages stronger and better. What y'all think about that? All right. Ricardo, you got anything else before we start bringing our guests on? Because we don't want to eat up too much time tonight.
You know how we do, man. We always got to highlight and show love to folks that show love back to us. So I'm showing love tonight. What y'all see me wearing, this is original, baby. Enjoy God. God is lit. These are for some of the younger brothers that I know and rock with. They're the Williams brothers.
Yes, Jonathan
and Kendall Williams.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That show love, man. So listen, if y'all in the area, I think they got a website. Go check them out and get some of that merch.
Hey, y'all. Good to see you. Hey, Dexter, how you doing tonight?
Yes,
you and Lanisha. Good seeing y'all. And Felicia. Yes. Hey, girlfriend. Good
Yeah,
to
my
see y'all,
brother,
good
get off,
folks.
Felicia.
Coach B. Yes, I'm sure Tony right there with it. They just came off a little honeymoon.
Yeah,
They did a little
the other
cruise.
night.
All right. Well, look, we don't want to belabor the moment. We want all our time. So tonight, as we told y'all, we already rocked the house. Y'all remember we were in Florida last year and we had a big hurricane came through.
Yes, it
Tried to
did.
tear our conference down, but the good Lord helped us out.
He had other plans.
Yes, and Patrick made it. We weren't sure if he was gonna make it in, but he made it as well.
Patrick a soldier.
He's a soldier.
That's what I'm talking
And y'all don't laugh at me.
Lord.
But I actually had some clips for him. But I said, you know what? These guys been doing their thing all over the country. So I ain't gonna be ghetto tonight with my clips and have it all messed up. So we just gonna introduce them the old-fashioned way. So tonight
Without further ado.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to introduce
me?
No,
I'm just gonna say without further ado. You want me to introduce?
You can.
Okay. So without further ado.
Is it ado? Because you know Ron gonna get you if it's wrong.
I think it's ado.
Okay, go ahead. I thought it was to do, but go ahead.
We'd like to introduce my brother, the whole sensational,
You're making up all kind of words.
I am. So I'm going to introduce my brother, Patrick P. Red Williams, and his lovely wife, April Williams, to the platform. Let's go.
Lord, damn,
let's go.
That's what we should have had. We should have had
let's go. Sound effects.
Yes, that's what I should have had, some sound effects. Hey, y'all.
What's going on, y'all?
Hello.
What's good, bro?
Not much. What's going on, Team Frost? How y'all doing? Thank you for having us.
Doing well, that Team Williams. We rocking. Good to have y'all with us. We're excited that y'all be. Look, both of y'all. We happy to have both April on the screen, babe. Mm-hmm. We always get to see old Peter Ray and Patrick, him and his split personalities. But to have the Queen in the house.
Come on, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Exactly. We appreciate it. What we missing somebody though, because somebody done stole the act.
Yeah.
Kayla,
sidekick.
Your side, yeah.
Look, he this way. He just jumped out the bed. He down here playing. I'm like, oh, please don't say nothing. Don't mess his live up. Please don't mess up the show.
Oh, he gonna come in. He said, "Hey, you introduced me to the public, millions of followers. Hey, he gonna be a part of this tonight. I guarantee you. Both of y'all kids gonna be up in here, and we got this little bad puppy that Ricardo got. So I got a feeling he gonna try to make his entrance. We'll see. We shall see.
Absolutely.
But we got there you go. Hey, Kayla.
All in the camera. We know what the deal is.
Yeah, goodness. But we're glad to have y'all tonight. And we have another special guest. We're gonna bring both of y'all on so that we can have all y'all together and y'all can cut up and give us some love. And then we're gonna have y'all introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go from there. All right. So listen, y'all, we also have another special guest. This guy, I don't even know how he got this award, but he is an Emmy award winning Emmy award. I believe that's what it says online. Emmy award. That's what I said. EMMY. Emmy award winning.
Y'all might have seen him every now and again.
I know, like on the Spectrum commercial, doing his thing in that little red suit, spinning with his little sparkly glasses on.
Breaking down that thing.
That's him. We have tonight the wonderful and talented
Ron G.
and Manal. With the L. On the end. Let's go. Y'all mute. Let me unmute y'all. Y'all gotta unmute.
I said, y'all gonna put some respect on my family. She's talking about with your little red suit, with your little commercial, with your little jokes and Manal. Like, really? That's it? We get no more. They get a great intro. He got a gourmet shirt on, and I'm sitting here fighting for my life, trying to get a decent intro.
So listen, man, I told y'all we're gonna have some fun, man. It's very rare that we get two comedians in a room at the same time.
Look, that are really truly funny. Because sometimes you get them comedians that think they funny, and the public has put them all up here. They got millions of followers. This is the real deal that we got right here. These two men keep me and Ricardo laughing. We love to watch their skits. You know, every opportunity we get, we share them. And their kids have taken over. We really don't want to see them too much. We really want to see their kids because their kids is funny.
Hey, so listen, before we get started, in the chat, the comment section, we need to know, I don't know where y'all from, but is the word gala or gala? That's how we need to start the show.
See, you don't even have to. You don't even have to. See, we ain't even have to go there.
And I've never heard people mention the Met Gala ever. I ain't never
Maybe
heard.
she's about to make her put her glasses on.
It is Patrick. Is
She
it
put her glasses
gala?
on so she can
A
hear
gala.
better.
Hey, we could
I
get us
said-
up to
You
this
say
right
gala,
now.
but that's not. I don't know if it's right.
That's how you say it. The church. That's the church way of saying it. You're
That's
not wrong, but you're definitely
That's
not right.
what it is. The church says gala.
Yeah, just
And
like
y'all
when we say
Western.
nighttime, we be like on tonight.
What?
Right.
Just say tonight, but on tonight we will be having a gala. On
That's what I
tonight
put my
in the
glasses on when I do it
vestibule,
too.
in the foyer.
We
Oh,
are
that's
going
it will
to
be in the
start
foyer.
the gala.
The gala.
The gala
On
tonight.
tonight.
On
Not-
tonight in the fellowship
tonight.
hall.
Yes.
In the gala.
Listen, Patrick, he's been clowning me about my gala and gala. If I'm pronouncing it, because I'm just excited. The gala, y'all, we're gonna have a good time at the gala on Saturday
white
night.
people say
The
Met Gala.
The Met Gala.
Gala.
Is that what they say?
Met Gala.
Yeah, it's the Met Gala. That's what they say. But maybe we say maybe we saying it wrong. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't
Just
know.
because they Caucasian don't mean they saying it right. I have to be right.
But black people, we can't just make up words though. We can't just be making up words and mad at
We've
other
been making
people.
up words since the beginning of time. What you talking about? We got a whole dictionary.
A
Well,
whole
we fixing to get this show started. Let's fixing to get it
Whole
started.
dictionary. Let's fix this
Absolutely.
start.
So welcome, y'all. Welcome to Let's Talk About It
Let's get it,
tonight.
man. Let's get it for real, man. I'm so excited to have y'all on tonight, man.
Yeah.
On tonight.
On tonight, baby. On tonight. I got you.
On tonight.
Yes.
On tonight.
On tonight.
And we know that y'all normally, Patrick and Ron, y'all normally grace the stage by y'allself, but y'all got y'all lovely, beautiful wives along with y'all on y'all sides, man. So let people know how great y'all are, not by yourself.
Yeah. So actually, if we can get Patrick, if you can introduce you and your lovely wife, tell us just a little bit about you, how you met, maybe a little bit about how you met. Don't tell us too many details. And what you got going on right now?
All right, cool. So I am comedian Patrick Williams, doing my thing on the comedy scene. This is my beautiful wife of 15 years. So we celebrate years in
15.
Hercules.
I got married when I was I couldn't even drink yet. But we met at church and just been loving on each other ever since, man.
All right. April, you got something to say? We're going to let Patrick take over. The men are not taking over.
You said what now?
I said, April, you have anything to say? Because we ain't gonna
Patrick, let her talk, man.
That's pretty much the story. Met at his uncle's church. I came there one day to visit. Couldn't keep his eyes off of me, and we ended up getting married.
No, that's right.
He's throwing that in church.
In church.
In church.
Throwing that in church.
The funny part is, I was playing drums, right? And I never forget it. She came up for an altar call. Her mind was right. She was going to get saved, going to get some prayer or something. Mid drum, and watched her to the altar. And I knew right then I need to rededicate my life to Christ because my mind obviously.
Yes, you did.
Hey, you put the sticks down, bro. You like,
right? Mid stroke. I'm into the tongue, though. And the keyboard like.
What's going on, bro?
That's too funny.
That's funny. Well, look, 15 years later, and little Caleb with his grown. Caleb might be 2. He's almost 2 now. Yes.
So in December.
Definitely. And he's joining. He's usually a part of the comedian club already at the age of 2.
No doubt.
And then we have the beautiful and lovely Manal with her husband, comedian Ron G. Could you introduce yourselves, please, and tell us a little bit about yourself?
hi, my name is Ron. I'm a Pisces. I like to read in my spare time. Also enjoy horseback riding and swimming. It's a pleasure to meet y'all. I have been saved most of my life. We've been married for 4 years, been in love for 3 years, but we love each other. I'm just playing.
Look, wait a minute. Wait. Don't get in trouble, right?
No, man. Comedian Ron G, Emmy Award winner, HBO's Insecure, 80 for Brady movie. Got a bunch of other cool stuff happening in my life. Anyway, this is my lovely dope wife, man. My best friend, my buddy. She's also one half of the Q&A with Bae podcast that we do, where we talk about our relationship junk. I see what you're doing, babe. I see what you're doing right on time. She's the mother of our
9-month-old?
9-month-old little boy, man. We actually met at a comedy club, and I think she ran from me, and I was trying to pursue her, and I told her don't block her blessing. And later, I think God spoke to her in a dream, and she figured it out. And we here now with a beautiful little boy. And yeah, man, we live a good life.
No
Amen.
doubt, no doubt, man.
Amen.
Listen, I just want to tell everybody that's listening and watching tonight, man, that Q&A with Babe, they are on the West Coast. So
Yeah.
what time did you guys do that, and when do y'all do that? Give them a
We're
little bit
3
more
hours
about
behind
that.
y'all, but we are at it's 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So y'all probably sleep by that time. You know, y'all be going to bed early.
I go to bed real early, bro.
Oh, I know y'all do. You start
When I
stretching.
watch y'all stuff, you know I'm in love with you.
What you say?
He said if he watching your stuff, that means he loves you. Because he
Oh,
telling the truth.
absolutely. Both
They
y'all
ain't
put y'all
catching nothing
bonnets
but
on.
replay.
Both y'all put y'all bonnets on and go to bed.
If you
I know
do.
you don't want to mess up them braids. He put his little bonnet on.
Why you
He
telling
got a little
me?
satin bonnet on. Like, baby, tie me up in the back. Tie me up. You put the knot in the front like Tupac. What you do with it?
I do have the knot on the front too, just like Tupac.
Like the syrup lady?
Oh Lord, not look, Auntie Mama. Auntie Mama. Lord, you is a mess. A mess, a mess.
Oh my
But
God.
baby, tie me up. Tie me up. I don't want my cornrows to come unraveled. Hey, it don't even hang. It's like a rock wall tail.
Can you fix my bonnet?
Hey, you see it? Look at the little tail. It don't even hang. Them braids don't even hang. Hey, everybody, extend your
Don't
hands.
turn, don't turn, man. Don't turn.
See,
Just look straight.
We're gonna pray for his
Just look straight. Just look
braids that
straight.
don't hang.
Y'all, I don't know how many questions we gonna get in for y'all tonight. Cause look, y'all got the chat cracking up. It's just too much. I don't know what we're gonna do tonight and how we gonna make
It's a mirror behind him, so I see the little braid hanging. It's like a little antenna in the
Oh.
back. It's a braid. Remember the old school TV with the antenna on it? It's like you get good reception. It's a mirror behind y'all.
Yeah.
Boy, he says like an inhaler. Oh my God.
That's too much.
Well,
Can we have a moment of silence?
Hey.
I know.
I told y'all
It's like a little small TV remote.
It's gonna be a problem.
It's gonna be a
A
problem.
small TV remote in the back of his head.
That's it. That's it. So listen, Ferocious Faith. Ferocious Faith. Let me get you off my husband. Because you done already got on me with the gala. I'm gonna get you though. I'm gonna learn me a couple of jokes about November the 10th and 11th. I know, because then he might come back and tear me apart, and then I ain't trying to have that part. Okay, all right. So no, we're enjoying y'all though. It's a good time. So at Ferocious Faith Conference, y'all. So these two groups of wonderful team members, Team Williams and Team Ron G is what we're gonna call it, are going to be in Houston. We're trying to tell Houston, you have a problem. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're coming to tear things up with these two. I know that much. So listen, the first question we're gonna answer y'all is, what does Ferocious Faith? I know y'all like to laugh, but one thing I do know is y'all know the Lord, all of you. So I love that. And you got clean. We didn't even say that to y'all. Y'all do clean comedy. Just as crazy. Every once in a while, you might catch something a little hot. You know, if y'all super saved, then you're gonna be like, oh, now they talking about they clean and they don't put, like Country Wayne messed us all up with the stuff he said for about 5 minutes on his show. We was messed up. So every once in a while, they clean, they show their real side. God said the bed is not defiled, though, so you can talk about it a little bit. So every once in a while, you might get a little something, but 99% of the time, these gentlemen are clean comedians. So tell us a little bit about what Ferocious Faith means to y'all. Who want to go first? It don't matter.
All right. So when I think about ferocious, I think about like big, right? Or roaring. I don't know. When you put it together, Ferocious Faith, I just think about my faith being on a whole nother level, not letting anything shake my faith, like just really, really going forward or leading with my faith. That's the way I think about Ferocious Faith.
All right.
Guys, you want to hear from you too?
Yeah.
Miss Sister April.
You think the same thing, April? Or even if it applies to your marriage.
Right.
I'm trying to multitask doing video. But when I think about Ferocious Faith, I think about like an unstoppable faith, like nothing's going to stop it. Nothing's going to get in my way. Nothing's going to keep me from believing God and trusting God for the things that he said he's going to do for me.
Amen. That's exactly it. All right. G's.
I'm glad you asked. Listen, I feel like our whole life is that, because I'm an entertainer. I do this thing full time. I don't know when my next check coming, and I'm gonna try to simplify this, but my wife got pregnant with my baby, our kid, and she was unable to work. And when we first got together, my wife made way more money than me, way more money than me. And so when she got pregnant with our baby, she got sick.
That part.
So
Wait,
let's
roll back on that.
Huh?
Just before you go into that part, say that one more time about something about your wife did what?
She made way more money than I did, but she didn't. She didn't know that my money was funny. She didn't know. She didn't know I had me money. I didn't have we money at the time. But she married me. But also when our son was born, he was sick as well, so she was unable to work. So she hadn't been able to work to how long has it been?
I still haven't worked 2 years.
For 2 years, but luckily I believe just because one, she believed in my dream, and two, I was clear about my purpose, and I also believe that this gift that I got of comedy was given to me by God, and like my money got crazy. So even now, being able to pay off her car, get her car paid off, she has not had to work for 2 years, and I still don't know my next check coming, but it always happens. And we're in a writer's strike, and it's probably the most money I've ever made my entire life. So just grateful and blessed that one, God has given me a specific track. Two, we've never not had what we needed, and three, having a woman who believes in my dream past the obvious. I think it's a beautiful thing that most people don't get with, because I hear people online and couples talking about, a man got to do all this, and I'm like, she reaps the benefits of trusting in me, because I feel like, when a man is clear about his purpose, you usually date for where you going and not where you at. A lot of times people date for where they at and not where they going.
Come on,
and by the time your career take off and the money start making sense, you don't outgrow your person. You know what I'm saying? But my wife has been rocking with me even before that. But she also saw the vision when we got together, and we've never not had what we needed. Like even when I didn't have big money, we went on vacation we went out of the country like 5 times our first year of marriage, and I ain't worked the whole year. But he's always taking care of me. So for me, I'm just grateful because I know it's gonna come. Like again, I'm always reminded of the small blessings, and I've never not had what I needed. And I think just having a kid too adds value, and we just been flourishing, you know what I'm saying, ever since having the kids. We weren't like, we trying to figure out where the money coming from, but we've never not had what we needed, and our kid has more than enough, you know what I'm saying, including our love. Man. We're very blessed, and for us, for me, that's what ferocious faith means. Baby, you want to add anything to it?
I was about to say, why you answer it for me?
I'm sorry, baby. My bad, boo.
But with that being said, I just want to add to it. I feel kind of like the same way, where it's something so big, so unstoppable, unseen. I think ferocious faith for me is just like, you don't have to see it, you don't have to hear it, but it's there. And every single day, continuously, it grows and it will never break. Like, to me, that's what it is. I don't even have to see it. I don't even have to like think about or question it, because I just know every single day it's there. So for me, it's the way he said, but also what y'all said. It's a little bit of everything, because it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like it's like my faith is just, nothing can break it.
Absolutely.
At all.
And to add this small little point too, I think I was always clear about my vision, but when I got my wife, I think it made my vision clearer and bigger. If that makes sense. Like, I always been clear about what I was. If you ever seen me perform, I'm always talking about relationship stuff. But when she came into my life, I'm like, oh, because you would listen to a guy who actually got a wife giving you relationship advice versus somebody who's sitting in the front seat talking about what you should do as a woman and ain't got no receipts for what he say he talking about. And I'm respectfully. But honestly, that's why even like us doing the show on Thursday nights, it's like he made it clear when she put her in my life, and it's super dope that we have a shared purpose as well. Like one, I was clear about mine. Two, she believed in my purpose, and also we have a shared purpose, which is rooted in faith, and we already know what this thing will turn into once people catch on to what we're trying to do. So thank y'all for having us. Appreciate you.
That is awesome. Well, one thing he did say that I would like to point out, and it's just a scripture, but God says, a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and he will have favor. What you just said, I mean, both of y'all is clear, and we know Patrick and April's walk. I hear what you all were saying about, and we won't tell their testimony unless they want to share their testimony, but y'all kind of similar there a little bit to me in what y'all went through.
And that's what I was definitely good at it as far as the ferocious faith piece. One thing about your faith, boy, it'll definitely be tested. You know what I mean? And one of the things, like, as far as my wife and I, we tried to have a baby for like, 10 years? It was about 10 years, and we could not conceive. We went through everything we needed to go through. And I tell people all the time, go get tested. Go get checked. Go get checked. Don't
You've been in COVID too long.
Look, don't blame each other, you know, because you don't know who is who, you don't know where it's coming from. But it's okay to go get checked, go to the doctor, find out what's going on. Something is obviously wrong if you can't conceive. So one of the things about it is our faith was definitely tested. I remember, I'm telling you, when my son was actually born, he was born, what, 35 weeks early? At 36 weeks, 33 weeks. And when he was born, I ain't gonna lie, she was on the table. They was stitching her up. When he came out, I almost broke. I mean, okay, I did break. But see, here's the thing. I didn't break in front of everybody, even though she couldn't really see it. I went off to the corner, but I'll never forget when he came out. It really, really messed me up because I was like, okay, God, you ain't bring this into our life, because we had already went through the failed pregnancies. We went through failed IVF, where you see them put the embryos in. So I'm like, I didn't seen this, and then the doctor call you and tell you that, I'm sorry, it didn't take, or, you're not pregnant. That was just heart wrenching. And then 2 years later, we tried it again, place 2, 1 failed. And then here we have our baby boy. So when he came, he was coming out, wasn't making no noise, wasn't looking like I thought he should look, and I was messed up. And I remember telling God, I said, look, God, if you look, I sometimes we get a little bold, right? I said, look, I've been too good to you for you to do this to me.
Come on.
I hit one of them. I said, God, I've been doing too good. Like, I am doing everything I can, serving you and all that. The least you can do is do this for me. You got to remind him. I promise you, you ain't never got to worry about me. Normally we say that when we in trouble. Lord, you get me out of this. I promise you, I'll never. No, but for real. So I'm just thinking about that ferocious faith piece, man. It really, really is. Ours was really tested, but we had to have ferocious faith in order to make it through that moment.
Yeah. And we all remember we were praying and everything right there with you all when baby Caleb came. And now look at him. He a comedian and just stole the show.
Walking in your footsteps.
Right. I couldn't go viral until I had a baby. Come on.
Isn't that something? That is amazing.
That's dope, man.
Baby. Aww.
I'll be telling people too. I said, babies made with love take a little bit longer.
I know
That's
right.
good.
I promise if you was a stripper and that baby would have been at 9 months. Somebody you know you ain't supposed to be with. That's how you get close to God. Them things, them 3 or 4 lead to God. You like, God, look, I know it's been a while, but listen, this one time, I need you to do me a favor, Lord. She ain't the one. Please help me, Lord. Not this one.
Right.
I'll ask all the time, right?
Right. Man. Well, I like that. And it does take a lot of faith. And people don't realize you look at YouTube and you're on screen, you're on camera, you're traveling all over the United States, international, doing different things. And all people see is that good. But that's the one thing that we have to educate people and let people see. You can't go by, I think y'all said it a minute ago, Team G, it's not always what you see. It's the stuff that you don't see and what God does for you in that moment, that faith that's required, because both of you got all this great stuff going on, but you were battling behind the scenes. Ron, you said your wife was making more money and then it was all you. Patrick, you over there, you and your wife done tried several times and you're like, okay, one more shot here. And out of the 2, you get Caleb. But those things take faith walks. And sometimes people just need to know what you see is God. You see me smiling on the camera, that's God. You still see me still telling jokes, that's God. That ain't us. He's working it out for our good. And I just think that's amazing. Yeah. I talk too much, so go ahead.
No, I was waiting my little turn. So my turn is here. So what I wanted to talk about was the fact that what Ron said earlier, he knew his purpose. Right?
Oh, that was so good.
I love to hear you say that, man. And this is not the first time that I heard you say that. You say that quite often in other things that when I follow you on Instagram, I hear you say that. And I think that that's something that's important for us as men to know what our purpose is, because I think most women find a man that has a purpose and a vision to be attractive. If you're walking around trying to figure it all out, most women are like, you know what? You might be raggedy, you might not have everything, but at least you got vision, at least you got purpose, at least you got something, a plan that you're trying to execute.
Yeah.
If you looking raggedy and ain't got no purpose or no plan, you just looking raggedy with no purpose or no plan.
And sometimes we have to see it. And I bet you your wife seen it. Like Ron, you were saying, your wife, she saw past. And I tell Ricardo that all the time. When I met Ricardo, y'all heard him talking about that busted. But He was wearing.
I was looking
Listen,
raggedy.
y'all. Ricardo had them military pants on. Y'all, them things are so tight on his butt.
Look at them girls.
Some thighs was rubbing.
Lord have mercy. You bought some uniform pants. This thing is about to rip off of your body.
I was struggling, y'all.
Hey, Kim, did you pick that vest out he wore in the intro too?
That will be my daughter. That's a wedding.
Who picked that vest out though?
Ricardo,
Yeah, where you pick that suit?
yes, that's our daughter picked them suits. I'm gonna tell you picking on her suit for the wedding. She had to take her jacket off, taking his jacket off to dance.
Yeah.
But yes, child, Ricardo came in that door. I was like, okay. But as we talked, they got to know each other. We look, my baby was broke, busted, and disgusted. We were both coming out of rough relationships. But I said, I see with my eyes what I can't see with my own eyes. And I said, well, let's just be friends. And we kind of worked it out, but it was because I believed in Ricardo. Ricardo believed in me. We both us actually were coming out of hard relationships, but we can see that there was good in both of us. And so we hung in there and God breathed all over this thing, and 90 days later, we were locked down.
90 days.
We was before the 90 days.
They owe some
money, man.
Yeah, goodness.
Now that's 24 years later.
He was attempt to perm assignment.
24 years later, babe.
Yeah, 24 years. 24 good years.
Yeah.
God's good. He's been taking good care of us. Yes. So, well, let's see. What else do you have for these wonderful people, Ricardo?
So I just want to make sure that y'all know, just so that y'all know what they're going to be doing and how they're going to be involved in the Ferocious Faith Conference. Patrick is going to be our host. And he did a tremendous job. So y'all need to make sure y'all bring it together. Now, when I met Ron was somebody, man. He ran his jokes and stuff like that. But when he got serious, man, it was something about him that really stuck out to me. And quiet as it's kept, but y'all that don't know, and Ron may not want me to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. This my play cousin. Reason why I say he's my play cousin because we from the same location, man. We both from Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah, look country city. Look country.
Hating on the Met.
They from the country.
We hating on the 803, baby.
Oh God, they try to act like it's so much, but it really is country, y'all. No.
And what city you from in Florida? What city you from in Florida, young lady?
I am from Little City on Fire. If you want to know the truth, it's called Little City on Fire.
It's really called Little City on Fire?
Yeah, Titusville.
No, it's
hey, y'all mall got carpet in it? Y'all mall got carpet?
No, we don't have carpet at our mall. Look, I think they just put them all back.
Really got no
they tore them all down and rebuilt it. So
we got a Walmart the next town over.
We do have a Walmart in our city. Thank you.
Y'all just built that last year. It's all good. Go ahead.
We'll get off my city. Little City is on fire.
Little City is on fire. Little City is on fire.
Yeah, it's on fire, exactly. But listen, I do want the people to know one great thing. They funny and they like to have fun and cuts up. But guess what, y'all? One thing Ricardo said, and one thing we do know about our brother over there, Patrick, we are COVID MIT brother and sisters. So these men, not only do they tell good jokes, they tell clean comedy, but them jokers know the Lord for real. We got Patrick over here is a minister of the gospel, and old Ron G over here got a little gift hanging out with him as well. I don't know if he want me to say what it is, but he has a gift as well. Was peaked to us by another one of the sisters that's going to be on the panel. Got a little prophecy in you, don't you?
Yeah,
I got a little bit. I'm fine right now.
You got a little
bit.
Look at his wife, right, Manal?
And that's what God identified that in him for me, right? And one of the things that I heard him talk about is when he was talking about his situation, when he was talking about his relationships, when he was training us men. I love the fact that he prayed, and the way that he prayed was very, very powerful. I believe that it changed the atmosphere of the room.
Yeah.
And I think most people, when we as men really get into it and we start to do certain things, I think one of the things that we miss out on is prayer. We oh yeah, I'm gonna pray for you. You know, when you say those things, you got to really mean those things because there is power. There is true power in prayer. I actually witnessed it with Ron in that room. When he started praying, y'all, I promise you, it was like the whole atmosphere changed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe that.
I also Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, y'all good.
I was going to say, I feel like one thing that's going to be special about this particular conference too is on a community level, I feel like we're missing vulnerability. And it's hard to grow and get better without being vulnerable. There's no intimacy with vulnerability. And I believe that this time that we're in, there's a reset happening across the world. If you look at all these companies and people protesting and picketing, they're protesting because some group of people are getting all the resources while other people are doing all the work. You also know there's a shift happening in relationships. That's why, as much as people hate Kevin Samuels, I believe he just disrupted the system and he woke men up, because there was a generation before that was like, hey, happy wife, happy life, and now it's like happy spouse, happy house. Like men are speaking up, saying how they feel. So to come home and be miserable just to keep one person happy, you're not doing partnership, which requires God. So I think across the board on the global scale, God is doing something and waking up and disrupting every system that's been in place that we've been comfortable with, which is why he reset the entire world in 2020. And he showed you your receipts for every decision you made. He showed you receipts. So matter of fact, if you married somebody because they had bread and they owned a restaurant and that restaurant shut down, you had to deal with the person without the thing you married them for. You sitting here talking about all men and all women are, and and God shut that down. Now you by yourself and realize you don't even like your own company. How you gonna make somebody else happy? How you gonna make somebody else happy? So I feel like God literally right now we're witnessing the birthing pain of God resetting the entire earth. Everything that's been stale and stagnant and stuff we've been trying to hide, because most people have a hard time in dating because instead of loving somebody, you managing their fears.
Yeah.
You managing their fears and you managing their fantasy about themselves and what they think marriage should be. Real love is, as God described it, as Adam and Eve were naked and not ashamed.
That's right.
He described it any other way. He said they were naked and not ashamed. And I feel like, again, which goes back to the vulnerability, if you're not doing vulnerability, there's no level of intimacy in your house, which is why when you have an argument, you usually feel closer to somebody. And everybody you marry, people that you dating and married to, you're one argument away from the relationship you say you want. You're one hard conversation away from the relationship you say you want, even with your family, with your friends, with your loved ones, and with your spouse. But people are scared to be vulnerable and let go because they're trying to hold on to their fantasy of who they think they are. And as y'all know, even my man Pete, you said like trying to figure this life out. Like at some point, you ain't gonna have all the answers, and y'all ain't gonna have the answers at the same. Somebody's usually stronger than the other person during that time.
Yes.
We also had a miscarriage as well. We had a few of them. That's why I said kids made with love take a little longer. We lost triplets, and don't feel bad. We have a son. We have a beautiful son. Yes. But in that moment, I'm not allowed to feel because it's her moment. Like she's had a miscarriage, and the byproduct of that and the depression and the stuff she goes through, I can't make the song about me because it's not my time. I had my moment away from her, but I still had to have my moment. And both of us have our moments, and I feel like eventually you got to have that conversation. Like, babe, how you feeling? How your heart? Because, man, like even when it's over, you still scared. Like, man, what if we never have that fear of God? What if we're not going to have a kid? But again, it just takes longer. It takes longer. But in order to get to the relationship you want, you got to have the hard conversation. You got to speak the ugly things that you've been hiding, that's been dormant in your singleness. That's why relationships are tough, because your person is a mirror and you can't run from yourself.
Amen. Look, I'm gonna stop you right there because I want to hear Patrick bounce off of you in April of what he just said, because that right there was amazing. First off, amazing. And I love the fact that y'all got the same testimony. This is crazy. And we didn't know this. Always gets us. Patrick, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
Part. I never forget how I felt during those moments, and you got to keep it here. You got to keep it to yourself and try to, console at the same time. Man, that was one of the hardest seasons I've ever been through in my life. I'm gonna tell you, man, because I was, battling with, just trying to make sure he's straight, and then at the same time trying to be there for my wife. I'll never forget that moment, man. So you just hit that out the park, and I thought, I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't never talked to nobody about that, so I didn't know that was a real thing. I was like, am I by myself on this? I wonder, do men really feel it? Because it's very rare that we share these type of moments. You know what I mean? When we have
nobody talk about miscarriages.
You're right.
That's real.
And the point of view from the wife, how you guys just said it. I've been preaching this for a minute. That happy wife, happy life is blasphemy. And I said to the women that they don't want to hear that mess. But where does it say that in the Bible that God said, I want the man to suffer and the woman to be happy. Ain't nothing right about that at all. God wants us, if we walking in love, we are going to love and have respect and honor for one another so that we don't have that happy wife, happy life stuff. I want Ricardo to be just as happy as I am and vice versa. And I love how y'all also said that y'all both humbled yourselves, held on to your pain to comfort your wives in their time of need. I wouldn't mind hearing from your wives, ladies, if you want to share in that vein, because that took a lot of faith as well, especially Manal. You said he said you had triplets. That had to be difficult all in itself.
Yeah, that was the first time we got pregnant, and then I had a miscarriage, and we didn't even know. We actually just went to the doctor's office, and they're like, "Oh, okay, well, you're pregnant with triplets, but at the same time, your triplets are dead, so we're just gonna have to take you upstairs to surgery, and we're gonna vacuum them out." And I was like, "Wait, what?" At this point, they've already given me pain medications, and Ron wasn't even at the hospital; he was at work, so I had to text him. He had to come. It was a whole mess. It was a whole ordeal. But the crazy part is, I actually had to be there for Ron too, in a sense, because I think I was in so much shock. I never even really had the chance to grieve the triplets or the miscarriage, because I could see that what he was going through, because he was in his right mind. My whole body was going through so much. So for me to feel, or for me to even be absent to his feelings at that moment, it was almost like being numb to the whole situation. Because yeah, because that same day they gave me medications, and then the following week I had to go and do a DNC, which is like the whole surgical process. And the whole time I'm just going in and doing it and coming out. I was on
pregnancy with no receipt.
I was literally on autopilot because things were happening to me, but I didn't know how to feel because I was in so much shock and I didn't know what was going on. I could see how he's reacting, so I had to be strong for him in a sense too. Because I was just like, I don't even have a moment to grieve because I don't even really know what's going on. And I was so quickly. It was like, oh, we're going to give you these pills, and then you're basically going to go home, and then you're basically going to bleed all these kids out. And then a week later, they're like, oh, you still have stuff in there, so we're going to take you to the surgery room. And it was just like, bam, bam. It was so much like processes for me physically that I wasn't able to feel emotionally. But I saw him going through the emotional roller coaster because he's not going through it physically like I am, but he's going through it emotionally. So while he was helping me with the physical part, I was helping him with the emotional part because, like I said, I didn't have time to feel. I was numb and I was on autopilot. So I was telling him, it's fine, babe. It's okay. We're going to have some kids, And I was like, can you imagine having 3 kids? I'll be crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how I felt like kind of juggled that whole situation. I was feeling the pains of it physically and he was feeling it emotionally. So we kind of helped each other in that sense.
And I'm gonna add this too. I feel like the thing that makes our marriage special is like we're not special at all in any kind of way, but the thing that makes our particular marriage special is we have a great sense of humor and everything is funny. Like nothing's off limits when it comes to like the darkest stuff be jokes for us. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say what we laughed about, but at the same time, like, that's the thing that makes our marriage special. So even when we have moments where we got to say what we really feel and it doesn't feel good, we I call it adding orange juice to it to make it more digestible to the other person. You know what I'm saying? When she'll get on me and she'll remind me of like, especially if I said I promised I was gonna do something, and she'll say like what she really want to say in a funny way. And even though it might sting, I laugh throughout the process. Another thing too, I think nobody talk about is like when you get mad at God because you did everything right and you got the wrong result. What do you start then?
Right. That's what Patrick was just saying there, Patrick. There.
You speak on that. Like you
got to put God on the carpet.
Paying your tithes, you're doing the right thing, you do right by your family, your wife, and you get the wrong result. And where do you start? Where do you start when you do everything right and you still feel like God ain't there? You know what I'm saying? Like God, I don't have Job faith. I don't have Job faith. Or like grieving people that's still alive. It's one thing to grieve people that's dead. It's one thing to grieve a relationship. But what about God? Like these people in my family that I love that I can't talk to.
Right.
Yeah.
I did everything right. I'm a good son. I'm a good nephew. I'm a good person, but I still can't resolve like God, what you know what I'm saying? Like, and everybody going through something. Nobody's exempt from pain and the trials of life, man. But it just sucks sometimes. And
I just said, Ron, I'm glad you said that. I just said to Ricardo this morning, and I'm gonna still get back to April. I got to put a pin right there. But I said to Ricardo this morning, I said, I wish that we as Christians, if nothing else, or just people of God, let me say that, people of God, that if we have so much infighting that goes on in our families, in the church, all these people that's supposed to have all this forgiveness and all these different things going on. I said, if we can just get it together as people of God, how much better the world would be. We so busy fighting each other and can't talk, like you said, we can't talk to each other. We can't have conversations with each other. That the enemy out there having a ball because he got us so distracted with our own infighting within our families, within our friendships, with our marriages, that there's no way for us to stop what he's doing on the outside because our focus is so skewed and blurred. But I'm glad you brought that up. That's a whole nother topic that we definitely can dive into soon. But I'm gonna let would like for April to piggyback and speak a little bit on how she felt, if you're comfortable with doing that as well. Mm-hmm.
My emotions are all over the place, and I'll say it was a hard thing because I have, like they say, you have faith of mustard seed. I have big faith, but when you're going through something like that, when God made you a promise, and you like, I have dreams and stuff, so I saw it in my dreams. I had people prophesy to me that I was going to have kids, but when you go that first time and it doesn't take, that the baby felt like I had my prayer warrior shirt on and everything like that. So when they told me that it didn't take, I was in shock, and I grieved that day because like, I got the call that the babies didn't take, and then 30 minutes later, I got the call that my grandfather was on his deathbed and I had to get to Richmond. So I had a nervous breakdown that day. Like when I tell you I broke down. I could not stop crying because I just couldn't believe it didn't happen. Because God, this is what you promised me. You promised me I would have a baby. You promised me that everything would be okay. You even showed me that my child would be fine. Therefore, it not happen. So I was terrified to try it again. Even PJ had to tell me, babe, if it happens, it happened. If it don't, it don't. Because we put it off for 2 years. We were supposed to go back in like 6 weeks and do it again, but we put it off 2 years because I was just terrified. I had faith, but I was still scared. And then as far as when he went through the process, we kind of sort of really didn't talk to each other because I don't like to cry. So I didn't want to break down. And I knew if I start crying, it would break him. So we kind of sort of didn't talk about it a lot during the process. It's like we kind of dealt with it on our own because I didn't want him to feel my pain. He was trying to let me feel his pain.
Wow, that is big, y'all. The four of y'all, that's big.
That's major.
I know, right? Especially when you haven't. I can say I was kind of like you, Manal, with not knowing. So Raven was a twin, but I didn't know Raven was a twin until I gave birth to Raven, and her twin was gone. They said probably at the 3 month mark, 2 or 3 month mark, and so we ended up being one child. So I didn't know how to grieve that child. I didn't know. I just knew I was happy that I had Raven, a healthy baby, but I also had lost a child in the process. So I think that's a good topic there, Ron. Just even in one of these conferences, I may have to do a breakout section. Yeah. So that wives that have had miscarriages or have lost a baby, have they had the opportunity to grieve? Because like y'all both said, you really haven't had a true opportunity during that time. I'm sure you guys have now, but to grieve the process together, because everybody kind of did their own separate thing or supported the other, but that was tough.
Yeah.
Some women have depending on how long they were pregnant too, because some people say that if the baby didn't go a certain length of time, then you really didn't have a miscarriage, but a loss is a loss for a woman.
That's right.
Have people they dealt with that too, where did you really have a miscarriage because you was only pregnant for a certain amount of time? But no, a loss is a loss.
A loss is a loss.
It's a loss. You have to grieve the hope of having a kid.
Yeah,
it's physical, and it's also a spiritual part. The spiritual part is that's good, Ron. We were like, you have all this plans for your kid. You think about college and how I'm going to provide, and then the kid is not there. You have no receipt, but you have all the pain, and you have all the other physical residual stuff. Like, people don't understand. And the crazy part is this the part about being human and faith that I'm gonna tie it back to Ferocious Faith that most people don't get. When people ask y'all when y'all having a kid after you just had a miscarriage.
Ooh.
And that happens all the time.
We lost 3 kids. I have to go to work. I'm a comedian. People like, when y'all gonna get pregnant? And you have to be gracious in that moment and give them grace while you bleeding on the inside.
Yeah, right. And to be a comedian. Oh no. Wait a minute. That's a whole nother thing right there. Y'all two are comedians, lost children, and then you got to go because that's your livelihood and make other people laugh and laugh yourself. That is, you know what? That's some torture almost.
Not to mention being depressed. And people like, well, you a comedian, you depressed? How you depressed? We're not allowed to. So I know that when I walk out the house, I belong to the earth. That's why my house. That's why her and I we make sure. And for whoever watching this, you got to make sure your house is the safest place on the planet.
Your house got to be your sanctuary.
Where you can be vulnerable, you can grieve, you can laugh, you can play, you can figure it out here. Because nobody has the answer. But your partner needs to give you enough love and grace and goodwill to figure it out in your home. Because as much as you complain with your person about stuff, we didn't all start at the same point. Somebody can have a good heart and love God, but still not start out with the correct tools to be the partner that you want to be in your head, which is why I mentioned, are we doing marriage or are we managing your fears?
Come on.
Are we managing the fantasy you had because you watch so much stuff on social media, how your person's supposed to be, where we supposed to travel all the time and have all these beautiful moments? That ain't real life. This real life is grind. This grind is ugly.
It's
and
ugly.
You want to find somebody who has love, grace, who's willing to be an adult, who's at least a decent decision maker and want to participate. Because everybody want to be grown till it's time to apologize. Everybody want to be grown till it's time to like really do vulnerability and check in with your person. The fact that you happy your person ain't around because they traveling because you got a little break versus like checking in, that's you being a co-conspiracy with your marriage falling apart because you happy to live versus like checking in. You got to check in with your person.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, that's really big.
Boy, I like that love, grace. Have that love, grace. So yeah. So man, Ricardo, do you have a question? Because I do have one, but I'm going to let you get in there. So with you guys both being comedians, ladies, well, April, you work from home, but you work cooking us cakes, keeping us happy. Keep it. Look, we're gonna stop, but no, we can't stop because it's good. Milan, you work. I consider your job working from home as well because I do hear where you help Ron with different video segments and the stuff that he's writing, his scripts and things. And then we see that you're funny as well. Just on your
hilarious. She ain't funny. She's hilarious.
Yeah.
She's way funnier than me at home. At home, I'm serious.
Right. Oh, I bet it's two different people. I'm sure y'all probably got split. That's kind of where I want to go with this question in marriage. How do you all manage just that with them being comedians and coming home? Are they the same people that you see cutting up with us? Or are you guys living with different people? Or do they have split personalities?
DJ is 10 times worse at home. Like he is off the chains at home. No holds barred, nothing, no holding back. If you think you're a crazy person, come to me at home.
So we get the downgraded Patrick. You get the whole 100% arsenal.
You get Patrick and Petey at the same.
You get Patrick and Petey. That's right. So Ron, Patrick's alter ego is Petey Ray Red. Petey Ray Red. It's his alter ego. So you got to deal with Petey, Chad, and Patrick. Chad, Oh, Petey probably be like, the bed is not defiled. Come on, Patrick.
Hilarious. I'm gonna keep my shirt on tonight. No bottoms. I'm gonna keep my shirt on. I'm gonna button it up to the throat. You see what's happening.
That is something. Right? I do think y'all be laughing together and cutting up sometimes with the kids, and then add the baby to the equation. So I guess you just have to kind of deal with it. So how do you, when it's time to have a serious conversation with Patrick, how in the world you manage that?
So he's good about having a serious conversation. Patrick is just himself. So Patrick is funny, but he's not funny all the time. Like he has serious moments too. And at home, he doesn't have the pressure of being funny. He can just be himself. So we need to have a serious conversation. We'll talk. One thing that we have a very honest and open relationship where we discuss everything. And then it's like, I can tell him exactly how I feel. I don't have to sugarcoat it. Not saying I would say it in a nasty way, but I can just tell him exactly how I feel about it. I don't have to worry about being careful with what I say and how I say it as far as my words and my actual feelings. And same thing with him. He can tell me exactly how he feel about certain things.
Oh, that's good. And one thing I do want to share with y'all too that I see myself, and I'm pretty sure everybody probably sees it, but I do love y'all love because it truly is it's genuine. We can see, sometimes people can have a fake love and they be walking around church, holding hands and kissy poo and all that, and you be like, I know they tearing the club up at the house. Tear the club up, life. They tearing the club up. But when I look at y'all too, and I be thinking about y'all and seeing, the things y'all have been through and stuff, y'all genuinely exude love when y'all together. Patrick loves April. April loves Patrick. Y'all don't have to say a word. It just the aura off of y'all when we do run into y'all together. it does show that y'all do have a beautiful relationship. And I thank y'all just for even showing that, because we, like G said earlier, Ron, these marriages, the time that we're in, we got to remember that it happens in the natural first and then in the spirit. So we don't see COVID for 3 years, 2-3 years, tearing it up. God, the church is going through the same thing. Ron just laid it all out with his prophetic eyes.
It's birthing pains, yeah.
He done laid it out for us.
We don't have to figure it out because people ain't going to church no more.
Yeah, exactly. The reset is there. The shift is there. Stuff happening with no receipt. I mean, he done threw out some stuff that we really, if you need to go back and listen to the replay, because I truly believe what he said is actually happening. And that's why we losing all these marriages. We at 60-40, 60% divorce rate, 40% married, because God he's handling business. Some of it ain't even the enemy that's happening. He's exposing things and doing different things in that manner. Did you got anything? Because I have to pause for Ricardo, because I keep it going.
Yeah, the only thing I was going to say is going back to your relationship and what y'all was talking about, right? The same thing happened with Abraham and Sarah, but it was from Abraham's perspective, to where God had promised him something. He promised him a son. He promised him, God had showed him that he was going to have descendants as many as the suns and the stars in the sky, or the sand on the beach, right? But one of the things that I like that you guys said that you didn't really go into a whole lot of detail about, but I know it was there. Y'all talked about the faith of continuing to do the same thing over again. When you had tragedy the first time, or when things didn't work out for you the first time, that didn't stop you from continuously doing what God wanted you to do, or what y'all feel like God told y'all to do. And like you said, Ron, you said that a baby made with love may take a little longer. But I like that. Yeah, I love that. I love that statement that you made. But Sarah had gotten to the point with Abraham and Sarah that she was 100 years old. And it's like, okay, God, just like y'all said earlier, you promised us this, but, I'm 100 now. Ain't nothing happening down here.
So but,
yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah. But nothing's too hard for God. Nothing's too hard for God. So what are y'all doing right now? Is y'all raising miracles? Yeah. Your son is. That's what I wanted to say, that y'all both got miracles. Y'all are raising miracles right now, man. So your children are even bigger than people would even know or think, because of the experiences that y'all had to go through. God is giving y'all the miracle for your faithfulness. There's some books right there, Raising Miracles, because y'all literally, Ricardo took that file from me. That's exactly. They say April.
I would say, if I could tell you had to go through the pregnancy process. Like, most people don't know, Caleb was in the hospital 5 weeks. In August, I don't know how many months that was, they told me that Caleb had spina bifida, and if you do the research on that, like, a lot of times they want to terminate the pregnancy. Then they told me you have heart problems. They told me his legs was too short. I had 2 placentas. I went through it during the last couple of weeks of my pregnancy. And then even with him being in the hospital, with PJ, he didn't go into the story. But when Caleb came out, he wasn't breathing. And he said, "How is he doing?" And the doctor wouldn't tell him anything. And even when they took him out the room, they had to take him out the room, like pumping his chest with the oxygen in. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. Wow. So just if you only knew.
So he is a true miracle. They
right.
true miracles
right there.
Yeah,
raising miracles.
Raising miracles. That's what y'all doing.
You need to collab on that right there.
Exactly. And the end of y'all marriages, y'all both, all 4 of y'all, you look so healthy. Your marriages look healthy and loving. I love how you say y'all make each other laugh. G's.
Don't we look loved and moisturized?
Y'all do look moisturized. Y'all just glistening right now too. Y'all glistening.
Look, y'all loved and moisturized. My forehead greasy. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All just shining and looking like y'all in love. No, really, y'all are in love. And I love that fact that if no one seen anything else, the ferocious faith that y'all exhibiting, not talking about, exhibiting, that you guys have ferocious faith because you didn't give up. That's what's ferocious about y'all faith. Y'all could have said, that girl, Manal, I'd have been crazy. I done lost 3 babies, and I didn't know first off I was pregnant, and then I went through all this, and my husband going through, and we trying to make it work. No, this ain't gonna work out. We ain't gonna make it. But y'all did. All 4 of you persevered, and you pushed through. And now God uses our pain for his glory. And that's what we have to remember. Yeah. He's going to use, people always say, use my marriage, use me. What if God wants to take you through the pain and the trials and the tribulations so he can get the glory? because that's what he getting at y'all. Y'all children are God's glory, miracles. Y'all marriages are God's glory, miracles, because they could have divorced. Y'all could have been mad and fighting about all this.
That's exactly what happened. That's y'all could have played the blame game.
Yeah,
it's your fault that this happened to me. This is your fault that it happened to me. This is your fault that we didn't get this baby or whatever the case may be. But y'all got even closer. You know what I mean? Y'all understood what each other was, and that's what I love. I love when Manal said that not only Ron was taking care of me physically, but I was taking care of him emotionally. Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, y'all made it work.
Yeah. Just knowing the fact that you're pregnant with triplets, it was already mind blowing. I was like, wait, 3? What do you mean? Like,
yeah.
Even comprehend like your mind, because we're just 2 of us, and we were having a great time. We were traveling. We were living our best life, and to know like, oh, you're pregnant with 3. Oh, at the same time, we're gonna go to the hospital because we're gonna take out those 3s, and you're like, wait,
that is too much for me.
What happened?
So we can play man-to-man defense, but I don't know if we can do that zone coverage because that's 3. You gotta shift the defense up when you got 3 kids.
Yeah.
Man-to-man. That zone coverage is gonna take us out.
But I mean, the whole and the crazy part and about the whole situation is being unaware, and being a Black woman in any hospital is already a scare. And then everything that was happening was just automatic. I mean, they had pumped me with so much morphine, and I drove home. Like, there were so many things that happened that when I was aware of everything, I was like, oh my God, like they literally could have killed me. And then
killed you.
Yeah, and then thank God. And then, by the way, if you're pregnant with triplets and you obviously have a miscarriage, you're not supposed to give anybody pills to get rid of the baby. They were actually supposed to do that surgery that night, but instead of doing that surgery that night, they gave me 7 pills. And then they told me, hey, by the way, the next 3 days you're gonna go through hell. You're gonna hell. You're gonna lose all these kids. And then hopefully by Friday when you come in, we'll see to make sure everything is gone. And I was like, okay. And when I say we went through, it was like literally going through a nightmare, but you're living in it. And Ron doesn't know what to do. So he's running to the store and running back. And he's like, what is this? And it was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We didn't know what was going on. We both never went through that experience.
You have the pain of delivery with no receipt.
Exactly. So it
because
was
of the pill.
And then doing all that, thinking you're done, right? So then you go to the doctor's office. They're like, oh no, there's still 65% left in there. So now we have to go take you to surgery. And I'm like, the heck is happening?
Yeah.
So that sounds like a lawsuit mess to me. Look at me. We're gonna right back and get us a lawsuit started on this mess. But African American women, that is what you just said, Manal is so true. What we as African American women, it makes me worried. I don't even want to go to the hospital. I was just telling him that the other day. I don't even like going anymore because I literally can tell that they are not treating us. I'm telling this joker what I think is wrong. Give me these pills and let me get up out of here because you ain't even trying to help.
She'll the doctor that in a minute.
I mean, it's like goodness, you're trying to kill us.
And side note, I'm gonna just have to ask this. So if you are listening to this and you are married or dating somebody, make sure your person, when you go to that hospital, make sure your person write down everything. Write down every medicine they take, names of doctors. I got a full notepad in my phone of everything. Every time they checked her cervix, every medicine she took.
This is for the delivery of
our
baby right now.
So for whoever is watching this, I feel like I have to say this because we're talking about the end result, but the going through the middle part. When you go to that hospital, go with somebody that you care about that got your back, and make sure they are aware and writing and taking notes of everything, every medicine, every food, every doctor. Write down everything, because as a Black woman, again, I know y'all strong and independent, but when you have a child, you need to have somebody there who care about you, who can have your back when you are unable to be aware of what's happening. I know y'all didn't ask for that, but I feel like I have to.
No,
that's good.
Somebody needs that. We don't know.
That's good, Patrick.
You own that. Let me ask you this. I hate to kind of take over the interview. What made you do that? Because I did the exact same thing. Them people came in the room and was like, have y'all been in 560? I think this guy's a doctor or something. Because I was like, no, you gave her such and such at 2 o'clock and blah, blah, blah. She needs da-da-da at 5 and boom, 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 boom. They was like, are you a doctor? And, you know, I said, yes, I am. They was like, well, what did you study? And I said something crazy. What made you do that in that moment? Because I couldn't tell you why.
I saw so many videos of Black women dying when they didn't have to during pregnancy.
Okay.
And again, like this is my first time having a kid, and I don't feel like I was equipped because I was learning like terms and definitions and what's a short cervix and what's a dilated. Like I don't know some terms, but I was trying to write.
We kind of prepped for it because I've been in the medical field for a long time because I was a surgical consultant and I was like a surgical technician as well before. So we went through everything literally before we even got to that point. Because I was like, I don't want no medication. I don't want them to give this to my baby. I don't, the baby's just born. I don't want them to vaccinate him. I want to have a birth. Obviously, a birth plan.
That's good. A birth plan.
Birth plans are basically.
It went off script after 2
almost
minutes.
like decoration because really nothing happens. That's on your birth plan. Okay, it's like decoration for the because that goes out the window as soon as you get in there. But another thing is after like 34 hours of labor, they're like, oh, we have to have an emergency C-section. And if you don't have a C-section, then he's not going to be able to go in there with you. And everything happened so quickly. And I mean, I know supposedly it was, now that I'm aware and alert, I know supposedly they said I had to have an emergency section. I wish that even though they were scaring me and they were telling me the baby's heart rate is dropping, blah, 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 I wish I did stick it out a little bit longer. Because I feel like talking to so many other women now, they're like, yeah, they told me the same thing. Did they tell you your baby's heart rate was dropping? Yeah, me too. You should just like fought it out. Which me and Ron talked about. We're like, we're not doing a C-section. We're just gonna go in there. We're gonna have a natural birth. I mean, we went in there prepped. I had my diffuser. I had my candles. I had my
candles and aroma stuff.
I walked in there like.
It was sexy in there.
This is where my princess.
Yeah, lights all dim. We had candles.
And then it was like 5 minutes later. Wow! Like disaster.
Yeah. I feel sorry for you. 34 hours. Listen, my first child was 4 hours and the second one was 2. The first one was 2 and the second one was 4 hours. I was in that joker in 10 centimeters in 15 minutes. It was time to go. Absolutely. They was ready. Raven and Raymond. They didn't give me no time for anything. It was like, let's do this. And they were out.
So jelly.
I wish we would have had the TV delivery. TV is.
Yeah, you go.
My water broke. Get in the car. And then the police is escorting y'all. Y'all get in there, and the kid come out and shoot out like ice machine or something like that. Right. But no, ours was tragic.
As a matter of fact, the doctor and the nurse were arguing because the nurses were like, "Oh, you're 9 centimeters dilated. We're gonna have this baby in 4 hours." 6 hours later, the doctor comes and the doctor's like, she's not 9 centimeters dilated. She's only 5 centimeters dilated.
They said 4 or something like that.
Or 4 point something centimeters. So anyways, for about 4 hours, they were arguing about how I'm dilated and everybody kept chucking back and forth, back and forth. Long story short, I ended up getting an infection because of it. And then I ended up shaking tremendously for hours and hours and hours, all because everybody's hand is a different size. So everybody's checking 4 centimeters. No, it's 8 centimeters. No, it's 9 centimeters. And I'm just like, bro.
And I'm watching these strangers put their hand in my wife Cookie. And he looking me in the eyes. Ain't even speaking to me. Yeah, let me check real quick. And it's already candles in there and his lights all dim. I'm like, if y'all don't turn these lights on, he looking at me in the eyes. I'm like, first of all,
you don't blew out all the candles.
You're not gonna just put your hand down there, talk to my wife and act like I'm not here, okay? And turn these lights back on. It's too dark in there. Way too sexy.
And blow the candles out.
Hey, Ron was trying to be funny. I was like, Ron, if you don't shut up and let these people do their job, I don't care. Whatever, man, get in here.
Nah. He up here with his gloves on. Like, yeah, let me go and check, see what's popping.
What's going on? Pervert.
I'm like, why your knuckles so big? I don't trust you. Get out of here. That's my wife. And then the guy, what's the guy with the needle? He came in. He had his shirt on. Let me see it. I'm gonna make him feel good. He gonna put the needle in her back. Both of us fainted. She fainted. I fainted too. I'm like, I don't want to get the needle. It was dramatic.
Lord have mercy. Y'all are funny, man. Listen, this is what y'all get. This is just a smidgen of what y'all gonna get at the conference. But we thank y'all, man, both of y'all for first being really transparent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not everybody's able to or capable of sharing the things that you guys have shared. And it brought value to the conversation for sure. And I believe that it brought value to the people that are watching and they're going to watch on the replay.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for y'all transparency.
And being vulnerable, like y'all said earlier.
I call vulnerability a superpower.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a superpower. And the funny thing about it, that it's a superpower that most of us don't use because we're afraid how it's going to affect us, when in all actuality, it's going to deliver us, make us free. You know what I mean? But you got to be vulnerable in the right places, in the right positions as well, so that people could not take advantage of it. But thank y'all for that. We thank y'all for your your candidness. We thank y'all for your comedy. We want to let people know that's watching right now. It's going to be watching the replay that Patrick, Peter Ray Williams is going to be our host, and his lovely wife will be in tow with him.
That's right. And don't forget, on November the 4th, he also having a show right here in Virginia, Chesapeake, Virginia. Or they done timed out.
They done ran out of minutes. It's
they
okay.
done ran out of minutes.
They done ran out of Wi-Fi minutes. They got Spectrum.
They done missed
They got Spectrum.
They ain't got Spectrum. They might got Charter. They out there something. I
don't know what they're doing.
Oh my Lord!
They're all the way gone.
Yes, but
Going live with an Obama phone. That ain't good. Hey, so listen, let me give y'all a quick commercial. Can I do the commercial for the conference?
Yeah.
So listen, just bear with me. I believe that the world is numb right now. I feel like everybody numb, everybody going through it, and people are not allowed to feel. During quarantine, I lost 8 people in a month and a half. Not even lying. I lost 8 people, and I was unable to feel every death because I feel like I would have crashed if I allowed myself to feel all those deaths. I believe we're in a time where men are unappreciated. We're already we're seen as we're the problem all the time in our culture. I feel like women are overworked and underappreciated, and I feel like most people are numb, which is why drug use is at an all-time high, whether it be perks, weed, or whatever, or just drinking. Everybody's trying not to feel, but I also feel like, again, there's a reset, and God wants you to check in with yourself and check in with him, which is part of what this conference is about. I feel like something's happening right now where being numb ain't gonna get you to the next level. Whatever you did in 2019, it's not gonna take you where God's trying to take you, because you got to be soft and present in order to hear God. But if you're numb, whether it be just even me, I'm guilty of this, being on my phone all the time. I try to just be on my phone, and it numbs out feeling. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this conference is a part of having the faith that you need to have. You got to check in with God to really have the faith you say you want. And that partner with you checking in with yourself, also checking in with your partner, all that stuff is like, we just in a different time. So you need to check in with yourself, and God needs you here at this conference. If you're able to hear this, invite somebody, buy a ticket for somebody and gift it to them. Because I believe the numbness that we've been going through right now, God is waking everybody up. He's shaking up everything where, when we was growing up, you hear your grandma say, the Lord coming back soon. You can feel it. Outside is trash. Everything outside of your house is meant to kill you. Like everything, from the food, the water, the air, everything, the people, because most people are battling mental illness, and we act like it's normal. When you watch a reality show, the crazy person always get a spinoff. The craziest, most toxic person always get a spinoff, but we celebrate that. And again, like, I honestly believe that most people, I'm gonna say more than 6% of the people are battling mental illness of some sort, and it's the normal now. Going off on somebody, reading somebody, or what is it called? Like when you tell somebody about yourself, like that's the normal now. And I don't think that's what God wants us to do, because you don't know what people are going through. Put your middle finger up at somebody or blowing the horn at somebody to red light get you killed now, because people battling and sitting on stuff, and you don't know what people are going through. So as we mentioned earlier, me and Patrick mentioned earlier, most men don't have a safe space to share how we feel. Like trying to find homies as a grown man past your 30s is almost impossible. Homies that you can trust with your ugly and they won't share your secrets, it's almost impossible. So most men suffer in silence because the stuff we really want to say, we can't say to our wife because they own us. I'm not saying my wife particularly. I love my wife. We actually, she's my friend. But most men aren't allowed to speak freely in their own home. So you got to shut that down in order to just keep peace with yourself. Women, on the other hand, I believe that y'all hear from God, but y'all take pride in being alpha or whatever y'all say y'all are. But I don't believe none of these adjectives are in the Bible anywhere. None of the adjectives you use to describe strong, independent, alpha woman, all this, God don't care about that, because he can take your health away and none of that stuff will matter. All the stuff, all the stuff you want the man where he need to be 6 foot and all that stuff. If the man ain't showing up and doing adult life with you, it don't matter what his height is anyway. All I'm saying is God is doing a reset right now. And I look forward to when these podcasts are obsolete, because I have this phrase and I have to say this. Real love is for grown folks. Real love
is for grown folks.
It's for grown folks. People doing love on an adult level. If you want the love you say you want, requires you to be an adult. And again, the numbness that our country is going through, the numbness that people are going through, the numbness that the church has right now is not enough, and God is not pleased. So I'm saying right now, please, if you get a chance to come to this conference, please check in with yourself, buy a ticket for somebody else, invite somebody. again, like me and my wife, this is our first thing we actually doing together, and I don't believe it's an accident. And I'll be getting more speaking engagements because I do believe the guy be like, he just be on me. Like I don't have the luxury of shutting down. And people ask me, what's the hardest part about marriage? I said, God dealing with me while somebody's in my space. That's the hardest part about marriage. And I feel like this numbness is not sustainable. And we all are going to crash as people, and I hate that it takes tragedy to get us to wake up. But I feel like something is closer than we see. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's almost like God is shaking everything up. So if you're hearing this message, if you know you're pacifying your real feelings through social media, drugs, alcohol, your pride, your ego, your fear, whatever it is, it can be the simplest thing. It's still a form of avoiding feeling what you're supposed to feel. Your family, your life, and your future depends on it. And God is asking you to check in. And I feel like this conference is a part of the movement that's going to start people having the faith you say you want. Because if your life is just work, church, and home, you're missing out on something. 2020 was a reset where God gave you an assignment. And if you went back to your job complaining and you didn't do the other thing that he told you to do, you're missing out on. Right now, we're trying to start a podcast. I don't know nothing about podcasts, and it is so frustrating trying to promote and get people to come and see the vision because I'm trying to reset. Everybody like, it's pee in the pool. Yeah, we're trying to bring some chlorine, but people don't want the chlorine because the toxic stuff is the stuff that's getting sound bites.
That's right.
And going viral on social media. People don't want the, but I'm trying to do something different, which is why I got the show, shameless plug, Q&A with Bay. Hold on, where we at? Q&A with Bay. I want people to find the love you say you want. Like as Christians, I feel like our assignment is different. As people of faith, our assignment, like going to your job and shutting down and not speaking to people, is diabolical. Because God sent you there to be the guy at the job, but you go in there with an attitude talking about you ain't trying to speak to nobody, and you miss people missing God because you ain't in position. You ain't saying yes to your dream. You ain't saying yes to the relationship you're supposed to be in. You ain't saying yes to that vision he gave you a long time ago, and you sitting there being comfortable. And comfortable is the enemy of greatness. So listen, man, this conference, you need to be there. And I'm not even on a spiritual level. You're supposed to be there. If you're here right now, this is a very divine appointment. You're supposed to be at this conference. Buy a ticket, bring somebody, and let's all experience what's next and what's left, what's the next level. Because I do believe Ricardo and Kim got a specific vision to invite the right people. They invited the specific people that's supposed to be there. There's some people that ain't gonna show up that's been on the roster, but it's some people that's gonna show up and gonna change some stuff. Because I feel like everybody going through it, and what I'm saying right now should not be scary. It should only be confirmation.
That's it. And I love it because over half of the panel are people that deal with the mind.
Yes.
Most of the people, and we didn't even set it up that way. We knew that was God. So you right on point. It's just what me and Ricardo have been talking about, and we ain't even talked to you about all the stuff you just said. It's exactly. That's why I had to sit here. And I told him, I said, he prophesied. This is God.
Exactly. We didn't have these kind of conversations with Ron, his wife, or any of them before they came on. And that's exactly what God is doing. It's a reset, y'all. He's telling y'all, he's using the man right now to tell y'all that this is a reset, that we need to reset our way of thinking. We need to reset our emotions. We need to come into agreement with what it is that we need to do.
And alignment
with what it is that we need to do, that God has for us to do.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that, bro.
Yeah, Patrick, you and April got the parting words. I tried to give y'all a shout out. And then what Ron said, you should have been on Spectrum and not Charter.
Spectrum One, man.
And not Charter.
Spectrum One.
No,
he had to go reset his router.
Yes.
Hey, look. So I got some words, and that is, I mean, first of all, I gotta say big shout out to the Team Frost. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because y'all have Ferocious Faith, man. Y'all live in Virginia. And y'all decided to have a conference in Houston. That right there, if that's not faith, I don't know what is. So that right there tells me that y'all set the standard as far as that ferocious faith. So anybody coming connecting with y'all vision is just gonna fall right in line with that faith piece. And I'm just excited about it, man, because I know last year blessed me. And the crazy part is it was really a wife's conference. So I went as the host, but my wife was going to the major parts of the conference, right? Getting blessed, right? So she come back to the hotel telling me all the good stuff. I said, "Dang, we ain't have nothing." Look, then Ricardo ended up putting something together. No, I gotta give it to you. Look, end up putting something together, just a men's fellowship. We go and just hang out as men, right? And then that thing turned into a moment for men. And when I tell you it knocked my socks off, I left there with no socks on. Like it really blessed me, man. Yeah.
You left there sockless?
Yeah. It blessed me, man. I was like, yo, so now that you are intentional about a men's moment on this conference, I'm excited about it, man. So, hey, look, fellas, if you don't do nothing else, invest in your marriage, get your wife a ticket, you come on out, book. You need some time away anyway. Pull away from life, unplug for a minute. Come on out to Houston, come rock with us. It's going to be a great time. I guarantee you that.
I truly believe that too. I truly believe that. I truly believe that God is moving in this season in Houston. Houston, you have a problem. I'm telling you, God is coming.
God is coming, man. Houston, you truly do have a problem. Again, we want to thank these wonderful couples for being on, man. We love. Okay. Listen, I love the excitement already.
That's what's coming to Houston. And look, y'all, I think I wasn't gonna be ghetto, but I'm gonna show my videos. I'm gonna show my Spectrum commercial, and I'm going to show Petey Ray Red stand-up moment before we go off. So y'all just hold on, because we're gonna be who we is.
Before you leave, Kim, can you please say Gala for us?
Huh?
Can you say Gala before we leave? Like just say it for me. Just put your glasses on so you can hear it. Put your glasses on so you can hear it. Go ahead.
And on Saturday night, we are going to have a gala, a Met Gala, and so wear your best dress. We wearing blue and burnt orange. Blue and burnt navy blue and burnt orange. Burnt orange. So we're gonna do the Met Gala, and I'm wearing my burnt orange. Gala. Yes. So are you happy? Are you happy, Ron? You better not be on anybody's TV talking about me and my gala.
Listen, my soul is so happy right now. My socks are off. I'm unsocked right now. You hear me? I am unsocked. Yes.
I lost my socks for real. That was cute.
There's a chuckle in my spirit right now. I am unsocked.
Yeah.
The gala.
Well, if y'all want to stay on for y'all video, you can. But we thank y'all for y'all time. I tell you, these people make big dollars. And they don't came on here, and I don't know if I'm able to afford to send them something after they done. I don't know. We gonna see. But we appreciate them. We're looking forward to seeing both of them in Houston, Texas, doing a good thing. Woo! Yes. Listen, Ricardo. Y'all forget. What? No, they must get their baby some melatonin. Ron, did you get that baby some melatonin?
Hey, they gave their baby some Hennessy. That baby lit. He's like, the Hennessy for his gums. He teasing. The Hennessy for his gums.
Out of all nights, 7:45, 8 o'clock, he normally out. I'm like, come on, man. The night he said, no, y'all gonna do this interview without me. I'm the star.
He said, I'm the star.
Hey, he lit. That's the Hennessy and apple juice. The Hennessy and juicy juice.
Yes. Y'all baby still sleep.
He's with the babysitter. He's sleeping.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my son will take this whole setup. You don't even want them problems.
Oh, good.
He's gonna pull her hair and he gonna cut y'all out.
If he was here, I'd have to put my hair all the way up.
9 months.
Yeah.
All right. Well, y'all good people that are on, I'm going to play our video for the replay, especially replay folks will love it. But I wasn't gonna show it because it's got all this little extra with it. But I'm gonna show it. Look at me, I'm already down here. I'm gonna show it anyway because I think they funny. I'm gonna show them both of their commercials.
Please make sure you show up to the gala as well.
Yeah. So
got to.
Go on and break it down, Ron G. Hey, the song ain't done. Let me tell you a little bit about Spectrum One. No diggity, doubt the best deal in town. $49.99. Coming with the internet, the surface stream. Speed so fast, feeling like a dream. 300 Mbps. With this kind of speed, you'll never stress. Wi-Fi to stay secure. Yeah, I said free, that's for sure. One free mobile line, unlimited. Call right now, gotta get with it. This trio right here called Spectrum One, $49.99. You'll save a ton. I said the trio right here is Spectrum One. Switch right now, come join the one.
Spectrum One, you said, brings you seamless connection. It's Spectrum One. You won't be stressing with passes down low speeds. Enhanced Wi-Fi security, nationwide 5G. Come get just what you need with Spectrum One.
All right.
Hey, we ain't done.
Yes. Let's get it. Spectrum One in the house.
Patrick, get you some Spectrum One, bro.
Yes, Patrick. That's what we said when you got thrown off. That you needed some Spectrum One. But look, we got to give a little bit of Patrick too, because Patrick had to crack it up. I saw this video. I said, Lord, that Patrick is something else. All right. This me and Ricardo. We need to be doing just what you said right here.
You got the same shirt on in the video?
You need the Spectrum One?
Oh yeah, y'all definitely need some Spectrum.
Like my uncle at the cook. This is the way I was feeling. Put on my Frank Lucas shirt.
Frank Lucas shirt.
I felt like, like the uncle. This is the way I was feeling today. I said, man, let me go with some flowers or something, show my sensitive side. Really, I'm just trying to hide what's going on. I'm still working on my summer body. From the front, I look good. From the side, I'm 6 months. Look at that. We just gonna be transparent in here. This don't make no. We family, right? I'm tired of holding this in. I mess around and fought and changed the atmosphere in here. I've been holding this the whole time. I'm just gonna be myself.
Bro, how long ago was that? Where was your facial hair? How long ago was that? Where your facial hair? Your hair was on the internship.
Man, that was about 4 years ago.
That's for
COVID. Yeah, Ron, I see some of your new stuff up there too. I said, look at them looking like babies.
I know, right?
Yeah. Well, we thank y'all so much. We
Funny
thank
stuff,
y'all.
So much.
It's been fun.
Yeah,
we really
had a good time. This is one of my top 5 already.
Yeah.
Talk about this, man. We really appreciate y'all.
Definitely.
Appreciate the transparency. Appreciate the love. Appreciate
the wives. Thank y'all, wives,
for being on.
Yes.
That love and that wisdom and that knowledge.
Yes, we're looking forward to that podcast that y'all two, the G's, gonna be rocking and putting out there. Y'all go and look for them on Instagram. They do most of their podcasts on IG. I'm not sure if they're doing Facebook, but Q&A with Bay. Is that it? Q&A with Bay.
Q&A with Bay, Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
That means I'll catch the replay because that's 10 o'clock for me.
And listen, and I'm prophesying already for Patrick and Team Williams, right? They're going to have a podcast called Laughing in the Kitchen.
Right. Laughing in the Kitchen.
So go ahead and mark that. That'll probably be coming around second quarter 2024, Laughing in the Kitchen when she's making cookies and he making jokes.
All right, Prophet Ricardo.
Oh, yeah.
All right, y'all good people. We gotta let these people put their kids to bed.
Yeah.
We thank y'all again. We love y'all.
Yeah, we get a babysitter next time. I learned from Ron G. Get your babysitter.
No, Ron got a babysitter in the house.
Hey, thank y'all for having us too, Ricardo. We're gonna keep your braids in prayer. We're gonna see y'all soon.